Yeah, underpaid there. Come on.
Studio 202.
That's what's up.
Studio 202.
It's blowing up.
From that sort of Suffolk, we make it happen. So tell all your peeps in the hood who got it crackin'.
Yeah, what's great? It's your girl Alley Cat Hip Hop Oprah, and welcome to another episode of Studio 202. Today we are in Roosevelt Strong Island. I'm at the Terror Dome, home of the Bomb Squad. We're gonna chop it up with Keith Shocklee and see what's good. Check the video. Don't move, and then when we come back, your girl's gonna be inside the Terror Dome. Studio 202. Your girl Alley Cat Hip Hop Oprah. Meow. Bang bang.
Moss, nigga. You already know what we do, nigga. I just caught a lick. 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 Yeah, I just caught a lick. I just caught a lick. I just caught a lick. I feel more than lit. I just bought a whip that was off the rip. I do more than pimp. We not mortal men. Niggas hating, I'm just saying suck a dick. Playing Purple Rain, racing in the rape. Breaking holes with change, European taste. I just caught a lick, I just caught a break. I just caught a weight, I could fuck your whore today. She do what I fucking say, like a puppet on the string. I just copped a couple minks, I'm a motherfucking king. Quick to go pimp on the hole, put something big in the throat. This how this shit gonna go. I'm not with the rigmarole, I'm dipping the pole, watch for the dip in the roll. This was a different approach, I'm switching the poles, I'm switching them hoes. I just caught a lick, I just caught a lick. I just caught a lick, I just caught a lick. I'm more than lit. I just caught a lick, I just caught a lick. 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 I just caught a lick.
Yep. So what's good, Keith? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Alley Cat?
I'm good. Thanks for allowing us to come in and everything. Come chill with you for a few.
Nah, it's good, man. I'm glad you came through for, check out what I do in here. But I don't do shit. We can cuss on this?
Yes, we can. We can
beat that out. I don't do anything. I just sit around here, design things, whatever the case may be, eat candy all day long and crack jokes.
Crack jokes? Okay. Where did the name Terror Dome come from?
Welcome to the Terror Dome. So, song that I produced, me, my cousin Eric, Chuck, PE, whole thing. And actually, Chuck liked the name Terror Dome, but check it out. The rehearsal side is the Terror Dome. This is Spectrum City Workstation.
Oh, I'm glad it was cleared up for me.
This is the recording side is the workstation. The rehearsal and all the other stuff is the Terror Dome, where you come in and just bang out and get busy. So we do a lot of things. We rehearse groups, we train them. It's almost like I don't like to compare it to this, but it's almost like a little mini Motown. But it's like, like I said, they come to the other side. DJs come practice with the artists. We had guys like Farrell Munchin up in here, Chip C from Fushnickens, work with this other kid, Sean Scott, another kid, Chris Payne. Got this young little lady working with, her name is Ashanti. Not like spelled the way Ashanti, but she's pretty dope. I found her at a talent show from my old high school.
Oh, really? Which is?
Roosevelt Roosevelt High. Yeah, Roosevelt.
She sings or she rhymes?
Sings? No. She sings and she plays piano. Very well.
New talent. That's some talent.
Oh yeah, got a couple of more, man. Just building a bunch of talents. Just trying to keep it right.
When you started with Spectrum and Spectrum City, did you foresee the stamp that you would not just put on here in Roosevelt, but in the world and in hip hop?
We started Spectrum City basically out of boredom. We was bored, we was like, because you gotta understand, it goes way back. I'm gonna predate myself, going back to the 70s, which in actuality, it started like at our youth center. And the name Spectrum came up from a good friend of ours that used to work with the youth center, and we had this little radio program, WRYC. But while we had the little small radio program inside the youth center, this is going back to like 75. This is crazy. So I've been doing it that long. So in 75 I was a little young dude, but we was DJing, and so my man Eugene had to build the program because he used to work with a lot of radio stations like under Frankie Crock and all them cats in the back in the days. So he came up and when he put the thing, the program, him, my neighbor across the street from us, Crandall Newton, and his other kid, Mace Gibson, decided they'll all put this together as a project for our youth center. From our youth center, we started getting gigs outside of the youth center. So as it was going on, my brother and Eugene was sitting in the car, and they figured out, my brother's like, we need to come up with a name, like, as we go out, because they didn't want to go out DJing as the Roosevelt Youth Center, because that's like, you get your ass beat for that name. What do you call it? Roosevelt Youth Center. But came up with the name Spectrum, and then that just stuck with us between me and my brother. I started it, then moved into my mom's basement, and from there we just started doing all the parties on Long Island. So we're basically like DJs, and you gotta understand, this is the 70s. Everybody wanted to be a ball player. If you wasn't a ball player, all right, you be a doctor, be a lawyer, but being in the music industry was totally different because it was mainly like real musicians, but the DJ game started to come up. And hey man, doing every house party, every college was later, high school, and more house parties, then all of a sudden started doing the park. Then we moved into the college world, and it just got crazy.
It's a couple of things I take from this is that you had something to do. You were at the youth center. Like a lot of times we complain about the youth, they're all in the streets and they're doing this and that. But you had the Roosevelt Youth Center to kind of drop that seed, and now you're all over. So I think having youth centers are important.
Well, it is important. Like I said, coming up in the 70s, there wasn't much to do. You had like 3 channels. You know what I'm saying? You had to invent games. You had to invent games. There was no video game. There was nothing. Then later on, we had Atari had the video game with the tennis thing and the little flip.
Pong.
Oh yeah,
I know about
that. Right? So you had that. But you had to have money to have that. That wasn't in everybody's house. So doing this music thing, man, was just something to do that, we wasn't like the real nicest cats playing ball, but we can ball. But other than that, we wanted something else. So, yeah, having the youth center, you got to understand, our youth center developed a lot of things. Developed the S1Ws, because we had martial arts program, Griff, Pop, the S1Ws were. So they was actually, all of them actually real martial artists as far as doing that. And that all was developed in the youth center. Arts and crafts, we used to have talent shows. Eddie Murphy used to host all the talent shows. So, we had things that we was doing as young kids, putting on these things, with the adult supervision. So this is what crafted everybody's stuff.
Yeah, and that's what brought a lot of greatness right out of Roosevelt. The point that got me thinking, you were talking about radio, and we see how different radio is today to how it was yesterday. Even I think I even heard Chuck make a couple of statements about Hot 97, about them playing like the same thing over and over again. I I feel we didn't have that problem when you guys came up because you got to make your connects. You want to speak on that?
Yeah. Well, you gotta understand, back then we didn't have commercialism or corporate situations going into the music world. Most of these radio stations were privately owned, so you was there to build your own. You were supported by the public. If they, like you, the commercials was a lot of local stuff. I know, like, we used to listen to WWRL and Dick Gidron, Cadillac in the Bronx. He used to be all over WWRL. Local company, local guy, local business that came through. Now you got corporations. So back in the '70s, everything was mom and pops. From your grocery stores, you didn't have these superstores like Stop and Shop. You had your little A&P was coming up, but you had a lot of little hometown stores coming through, and everything was so mom and pop back then.
So
community oriented. But when the corporations everybody started to buy out, and the corporations started to come and started to buy out all the little smaller people, push them out and turn everything into what they wanted to sell to you. That's what happened with radio. Like I said, BLS, we had WBLS and WWRL up here in New York. Black, played black music. You had WABC, which was part of WABC Records, so you had those guys, but they was playing mixed, they was playing top 40 mixed, call them pop, R&B, your white audience, your black audience, but when you was on those stations, that means your stature, especially as a black artist, was elevated, so you got on there in the format of, because you gotta understand it was hard. Everybody's saying, like, now everybody's making records, but how do you get in? Mainly it was all on, I would say, the major labels, which wasn't that many. Atlantic Records at that time was independent, during the early 70s. It was independent, and then when they all decided to merge, that's a whole nother story. But when they all decided to merge to form this whole Warner Records or conglomerate, then everybody became majors, because ABC was more like a major record label back then. Then you had CBS Records. They was major because it's the same. They owned the television, they owned the TV stations. So they were doing records. So they had a lot of competition with the independents, like guys like Roulette Records. So it did its thing, but everything naturally took its course. So radio now is being programmed by corporations. So you got a bunch of people, you know how it is. They sit in the room, they go do analytics of, they surveys of what's the hot records. So they go grab a bunch of people off the streets, probably don't even care about the music. Some maybe, some really don't, and they base their findings off of that. So now you hear the same records even more than all the other underground stuff.
But this past weekend was the 25th anniversary of Do the Right Thing with Spike. I saw you down there in Brooklyn doing your thing, Hard Body.
Doing it hard body, yes.
Now do you realize that you made a soundtrack for a whole time and that it's solidified in history, like, forever? Like, how does that feel?
It was just so natural. The whole thing was Spike loved us, and as what we was kicking in the message, and he wanted an anthem for his movie. Now I ain't gonna get into what Spike wanted us to really do, but because we were such, Spike was Spike coming out of Brooklyn, we wanted to lift every voice and sing. And we like coming from the streets of the suburbs, which is no different than being in New York, or in Manhattan, or the concrete jungle, So we was like, and us as DJs, and we done had our record out, we just understood the time, what was happening. So we was like, oh, you can't do lift every voice and sing, 'cause that's corny. So the thing that was indicative that Chuck wrote, I did the track, Chuck wrote it, and we sort of grabbed it from the Isley Brothers, Fight the Power. Isley Brothers Fight the Power, because they thought we took, and because we in the sampling world, they thought we took that stuff and they said, no, it's a whole nother dynamic, whole nother concept, whole nother dynamic. And for that time, the bubble of hip hop really taking form, it's been known, but really taking form was that thing. And that movie was just so like, so much of Brooklyn. And we just had that anthem that just went forward because, listen, man, we just knew what everybody was feeling in the streets.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Brooklyn is Long Island, so that's how come we in Long Island could capture that so greatly. Right.
But Brooklyn people don't believe Brooklyn is part of Long Island, so we'll keep it, whatever they want. I got into a big argument with a bunch of girls.
Look at their map.
I got an argument with a bunch of girls at a convention that was from Brooklyn, talking about Brooklyn is not part of Long Island. I was like, geographically it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. So I said, okay, whatever. Y'all stay the way you are. But everybody knows.
Yeah. Todos están pendientes a ti, pero tú puesta pa' mí, haciendo que me odien más, porque todos te quieren probar. Lo que no saben es que no te dejas llevar de cualquiera, y todos te quieren probar. Lo que no saben es que hoy yo te voy a buscar. Dile que tú eres mía, tú sabes que eres mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía. Dile que tú eres mía, tú sabes que eres mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía. Bebé, yo soy fan de tu caminar, te doy todo lo mío hasta mi respirar. Contigo veo todo como en espiral. Quiero tirarnos fotos y que se hagan mirar. Tus ojos me concentran como adelar. Contigo me sube de lo veral. Te toco y hasta el mundo deja de llegar. A nosotros ni la muerte nos va a separar. Bebé, yo soy tuyo nada más. Dile que conmigo te vas. Que dejen de tirarte. Que a ti nadie va a tocar. Dile que tú eres mía, tú sabes que eres mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía. Dile que tú eres mía, tú sabes que eres mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía. Yo soy tu Romeo pero no santo, a tu bobo con la for y los espanto. Muchas me quieren desde que yo canto, pero yo soy tuyo nada más. Yo soy tu Romeo pero no santo, a tu bobo con la for y los espanto. Muchas me quieren desde que yo canto, pero yo soy tuyo nada más. Dile que tú eres mía desde la high, el yerno favorito de tu mai, el capo que tenía todas las Jordan y las Nike. Dile a tu bobo que dejen de darte like. Quiero esta noche entera para recordar los tiempos en la escalera. Dile que yo no soy cualquiera, yo soy tu primero, tú eres mi primera. Todos te quieren probar, lo que no saben es que no te dejas llevar de cualquiera, y todos te quieren probar. Lo que no saben es que hoy yo te voy a buscar. Dile que tú eres mía, tú sabes que eres mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía. Dile que tú eres mía, tú sabes que eres mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía.
You and the fellas, a lot of the guys were there Saturday at Spike Lee's 25th anniversary, and I see that y'all still tour together and all. What's the glue? What do you think the glue is that keep y'all tight?
The love, man. Even Terminator was there. Terminator X was in that.
Yeah, Terminator was there.
So it's the love, and it's more so the spreading of the hip hop globally, which is becoming really big, and the fans that we was able to touch with the music, they still come around. You know, they still want to check us out, still wants to come to the show, still give an exciting show, more exciting than most artists, even today. So years of rocking the stage, we're one of the few groups that's still together. You know, for just reason of it was just a great movement, man. You know, and then at the end of the day, we all love music. It's like, what else we gonna do? You know, I don't know what else to do. People was like, oh, things. The whole industry in the digital world is different now. But it's like, I've been doing this over 40 years. You know, it's like anybody else. You know, what else you gonna do? Like, and it's hard to tour as a group. It's easy for individuals to run around.
I've even witnessed it. I've witnessed it.
You know, you get that and the craziness and all the turmoil that we still had. At the end of the day, we still have the love, and we still changing things in the new digital world that nobody don't understand. You know.
So, because it just shows and proves there's a lot of awards that you've received, that you are a hip hop legend. You laid it down. So the future generations, the ones that's doing it currently, if there's one thing that you would like for them to keep going in our culture, and what would you tell them?
With our black culture or our hip hop culture?
Our hip hop culture.
In our hip hop culture, it's my bottom line. You know, understand where this started from. I don't care what you say. It's always seemed like a cliche. Oh, you old people, you doing this. Nah, you got to understand, because if you understand that roots, understand it was not too long ago, less than 20 years ago, we didn't have 24-hour hip hop. You know, it's like, and people think that was, you know, oh, no. You know, it was like it was hip hop partly, and it wasn't as huge as it is now around the globe. You know, you got artists that is in like Kenya, Belarus, you know, Japan. You got Korean artists, rap artists. This rap culture is huge and everywhere. You know, you got rappers coming out of the certain places where around the world that's poverty stricken. There's a lot of them, you know. So for rap to touch them so they can speak about how their lives are. It's not always about how much money you're making today. You know, that's the United States way of doing it. But talk to somebody that's in Iraq, because there are rappers in Iraq. You know what I'm saying? They love this code. They love this music too. When they speak about their freedom and what they gotta go through, a whole different world. You know, so and they understand how this was. How was this a message for the youth coming up? It wasn't just about getting paid. It was just about changing society to accept this thing that we're doing called rap, which wasn't supposed to be. That's not a fad like the disco era and all that stuff. You know, and his hip hop culture is built off of many styles and many forms of music, from classical music down to jazz. You know, so it's a huge thing where, like I would say, for the young culture, man, understand about the culture. You know, it's not always about what you hear on today's radio and what they're speaking about. You have a lot of conscious artists. You have a lot of artists that have fun with it. It's about all of that. Everybody's not a killer and a gangster, and sometimes cats are just doing it just for the sake of doing it. I came up in a different era. I came up in the 80s, where this wasn't on TV. And when you was a gangster, you was a killer, you was a gangster. They wasn't talking about this on radio, and then everybody trying to duplicate what they saying and trying to act like they not. Nah, this was about it. You know, the gangsters was running the streets.
current projects you got going on, Keith? I heard the hip hop gods, and let me know what you got popping.
I got so much things happening.
You say you wasn't doing nothing.
But I like, because everything is it's building. The hip hop gods is one of the things I'm working with Chuck, Gary G. Wiz, and stuff like that with. And then we have an agency called The Age, which in terms is developing or just like more like booking for artists for the older acts, newer acts that I'm bringing through that can't get through to get on tour for certain things like Live Nation that controls everything. We have the She Movement, which is run by Moni Love. LBC is doing a great job of putting this whole thing together for The Age. That's a whole nother demographic. We got rapstation.com, which is now older rappers and younger rappers and cats with coming out with new music that can't get heard anywhere else or on radio or nothing like that, other than just throwing your stuff up on SoundCloud. With just up on SoundCloud, you can come to rapstation.com, and it's not just all rap, it's a bunch of different shows, all kinds of music going on there. But at least you can come to a place where you can hear some music. Older artists can still put out hot records, because some of them still got some hot records that will never get on today's radio.
A network to get music heard, to get new music out there, to give artists a platform to do their thing.
And that's just what it is, just a platform, and we call it an outlet. Outlets are closing up even harder. And right after what YouTube is about to do, I can get into this tech world. I don't understand this. What YouTube is about to do in the next few weeks is they're about to shut down the channel. So no more of artists putting up their videos unless you cut a deal with them, like a label, to put your music on their channel. That is now, when you hear their music, it's a subscription channel. No more the free music, no more the free channel. They're gonna have the free channel, but that's not gonna be for artists.
They're just switching everything up. So that's why Long Island. That's why we need things like Rap Station. That's why Studio 202 is here, and that's what we do. We're here to continue to spread the culture, not just one little spot of it. So we want to thank you for your time, and that's it. Your girl Alley Cat. I'm in Spectrum City right now. I'm gonna take it to the Terror Dome over there to the left, and I want to thank Keith. Thank you so much.
Keith Shocklee, you checking out Studio 202 with my girl Alley Cat. Don't you change that channel, man. I'll come see you. I treat it like it's 1981. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's good? It's Cormega. Shout out to Alley Cat 202. It was a nice crowd. They was back. Everybody came out, showed love. You know, y'all all get free drinks in there if y'all want, right? Coffee, tea, or whatever.
Yo, what's up, man? My man Cormega book signing, chilling, holding it down. We're here with Alley Cat Canvas. Keep it in the fishy, man.
I killed it with the realness, now I'm bringing new life. Prestige is an illusion, people tend to lose sight. I will always be Corey, youngest child of Dorothy. My brown eyes mirrors the pure ferocity. I slung to eat, held my first heat with curiosity. Slept with it, rep with it, streets empowered me. I came from curses, scuffs, and suede pumas to painting slums as visual to James Evans Jr. I became a criminal when few thought I wasn't. My shot wounds, my birth, Martha Duggan. Justice ain't with the Yanks, and quarters not working. I question my purpose in life. Must be the right son, I'm very determined. A child of the ghetto like a very young Sherman. Bred not molded, the chosen upholding. Unwritten laws of those behind walls closed in. Picture me rolling, but don't look at me differently. On the strength that I'm holding, this is mega. You never heard my chain got stolen. I pitch like Randy Johnson, dudes needed work. I assist like Magic Johnson. Before rap, my name was ringing in the projects. We took the block and props off every Grand Cook rap game. A change gon' come like Sam Cooke. If Big didn't give the crown up, then this means his unwilling departure still makes him king. core, mega, raw forever, still born the best style. Never ran, never will. My life is very real. A tribe being couldn't measure my skill, a true meaning. Who wanna bring it? I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Life shit ain't funny. As I sit back and count my money, I realize I gotta keep it going, keep it flowing. God keep on showing, our baby keep growing. This life shit ain't funny. As I sit back and count my money, I realize I gotta keep it going. Nike.
Yo.
Nike been doing great things within the community. Mighty Shirt Kings from Queens to Long Island to globally.
Absolutely, little something, doing my little tap thing down here in Hempstead, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it real, my peeps out there, I got some mad love out here, and I'm gonna give it back, you know what I mean? I'm originally from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of Queens, doing the Shirt King thing back in '86, I mean, the pictures on the wall speak for it all, you know what I mean? All you gotta do is just pan the camera over there, and you're gonna get a show. You wanna know where I come from, you know what I'm about, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm blessed with my girl here with a new tattoo, you know what I'm saying, with her son. Her name is Little Aspen Trees, because her name is Aspen. I thought it was a cute idea that she came up with, and we're doing it up right now, you know what I'm saying? A little something,
Niggity Night, how did you make the transition from doing the shirts and the jackets, doing everything for all the artists, to tatting everybody in the community?
Well, you know what I'm saying, back in '95, the little trend was slowing down a little something, for airbrushing on clothes. So it was time to make a little change. What was the next thing to do with the art, Tattoo was back, it was coming in. It was, my man, God bless the dead, my partner Kashim, the Shirt King partner. He thought of the idea, and I really didn't want to do it at first because I didn't want to deal with like bodily fluids and blood and all that. But we had to eat with our art. That was the next way to go. So that's how I transcended into doing the artwork on the clothes and doing it on the skin. I'm gonna give it up to the God Kashim, peace, Lord. I miss you. You know what I mean? And but I still do Shirt Kings. I'm always going to be a Shirt King. I'm Shirt King before anything on this earth. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucking thing branded on my arm. So Shirt Kings for life, baby. Shout out to the rest of the Kings. Big Tyson, Jeff Starr. You know what I'm saying? Derek. You know what I'm saying? Fade out there in LA doing the thing, you know what I'm saying? My man Beefcake, you know what I mean? Shout out to the First Lady, Nunu, I'm Shirt King, you know what I'm saying? Sarah, Debbie, you know what I'm saying? Tip, y'all know who y'all are, you know what I'm saying? If I forgot any one of y'all know who y'all are. I ain't gotta remember everybody, but y'all know you're part of the family, you know what I mean? Shirt King for life.
Family, entity, you can ask Big Anthony how it be. Dealing with life's idiosyncrasies, secret societies, and governmental policies. This life shit ain't funny. As I sit back and count my money, I realize I gotta keep it going, keep it flowing. God keep on showing, our baby keep growing. This life shit ain't funny. As I sit back and count my money, I realize I gotta keep it going, keep it flowing. God keep on showing, our baby keep growing.
We be divine. It's 3IV and Alley Cat the Flyers, two artists. It be the God and the goddess who be next to step up and talk shit. We like Siamese twins, you can't depart this. No matter what you do, remain regardless. The strongest, two MCs to step upon this. Mic shit, spitting that real life shit. We count our blessings, yo, and live righteous. Life is priceless, do or die. And I ain't from Bed-Stuy, represent Long Island. This is for my little C. Shema.
Don't try that with P, nah, give yourself a break. You effing with the wrong nigga, do yourself a favor. Back up off of me, little nigga, real fast. Or just like that, you be pushing up grass. You playing fool, I put your flesh in the dirt. I tried to be polite, but you won't be a jerk. Tried to prove a point, the only thing that you prove is people get killed simply for being rude. You thought you was the man, turned out to be a chump. You thought something sweet, believe Jay if you want. Your head believe Nas or whoever you choose. You come on over here and you gon' see the truth. It's nothing out the ordinary, this is what we do. My team's so strong, I feel sorry for you. These rappers is pissed off, they not being felt. They get record deals, but their albums get shelved. While I'm heavy on the diamonds and heavy on the smoke. Pocket full of hundreds, doing hundreds in the post. GT Carrera, nigga, dare a nigga front. Fuckin' with these young veterans, you get done. Heavy on the diamonds and heavy on the smoke. Pocket full of hundreds, doing hundreds in the post. GT Carrera, nigga, dare a nigga front. Fuckin' with these young veterans, you get done. We heavy on the diamonds and heavy on the smoke. Pocket full of hundreds, doing hundreds in the post. GT Carrera, nigga, dare a nigga front. Fuckin' with these young veterans, you get done. I react like a Terminator, nigga, what? Won't stop coming till I know a nigga done. Rabbits already made me a millionaire, but when it come time to squeeze, you know we don't care. Now we 30,000 feet in the air, getting head from a pretty face who ain't scared to fuck with these G's, and she happy that she did, cause we turned out to be that shit that she felt. Baby on the rail, all these lame niggas know the deal. My dudes give out the wounds that never heal on the real. All these lame niggas know the deal. My dudes give out the wounds that never heal. Heavy on the diamonds and heavy on the smoke. Pocket full of hundreds, doing hundreds in the post. GT Carrera, nigga, dare a nigga front. Fuckin' with these young veterans, you get done. Heavy on the diamonds and heavy on the smoke. Pocket full of hundreds, doing hundreds in the post. GT Carrera, nigga, dare a nigga front. Fuckin' with these young veterans, you get done. Don't be mad at me, be mad at yourself for being so garbage. You need to be killed for putting out bullshit like it's all a joke. Cause you from the hood don't mean your shit is dope. Just cause you got bodies don't mean you gon' go. Like just because you black don't mean you got soul. Niggas coming home from doing wild time. Talk about P, yo P, I could rhyme. 50 Cent did it, I could do this shit too. But you not 50, he an individual. And you not H, and you definitely not P. Would make you think it's so easy to be. I've been doing this since I was a rough rat. I'm gifted, I'm blessed with talents you can't match. Stop dreaming, wake up and smell the kush. You better than P? Nah, you wish. Heavy on the diamonds and heavy on the smoke. Pocket full of hundreds, doing hundreds in the post. GT Carrera, nigga, dare a nigga front. Fuckin' with these young veterans, you get done. Heavy on the diamonds and heavy on the smoke. Pocket full of hundreds, doing hundreds in the post. GT Carrera, nigga, dare a nigga front. Fuckin' with these young veterans, you get done. Yo, yeah, son, take that, man, take that. Fuck you rolled up, man. Oh, shit, yo.
Hey yo, we mighty Joe Youngin' it, thuggin' it. Straight from the jungle, my brother, my niggas, banana Republican. Ring-a-tang, slang, Chewbacca, not rocker. 2 socks full of rocks, plus the cops watch us. Yo.
Yeah, it's Sean Price right here, you know what I mean? We got a new song out. They're on the truck right there. Y'all listen to hip-hop?
Yo, we smoke weed, pop pills, drink liquor. We do the knowledge, read lessons, think quicker. My little nigga saying that the boot camp whack. Fuck you, Paul, you can't rap. Listen, let it be known. Stepping on rose petals led to the throne. I'm the motherfucking king, getting head from this hole. In the who new estate in Jersey with Jay Williams, drinking Amstel Light, shooting at clay pigeons. Y'all niggas is straight timid, delicate with the raps. My niggas is spray midgets, elephants on their back. Yo. You kidding me, Duke? Walk around like that, you ain't strapped, give me your loot. Sean, something like a motherfucking phenomenon. Eat your food at noon, celebrating Ramadan. Hey, yo, big barbarians, baboons with big bucks, gorillas with gas, nigga, big rock. African apes who stacking the papes. I put some crack in your steak, don't get slapped in the face. Orangutan gang banging with that purple flag. Puffin' is nothing to hurt you bad. I'm boot camp for life. Decepted death, the force magnum nigga never forget. Benjamin Banneker, Africa Bambata. Boom bap bip and your medulla oblongata. You think you're nice, but I know somebody hotter. With a crackhead mother and a piece of shit father. Niggas trying to free Mumia, I'm unraveling roach clips. Trying to free this reefer. Got a boot camp hat on, Woo wear shirt. Funk master flex lugs, looking like a fucking jerk. No money, clothes, bummy, nose runny. Bent Metro card, faux blow dummies. Hop on the train in front of the cops. Popped in they brain confronting the cops. Stating the facts, no hating your whack. Throw the 8 to your back and then skate with your trap. Listen, my niggas is back, you don't believe me though. Playing games to get caught, Coco Livio. Hot peas and butter, cop trees on Sutter. With your knock needed mother, yo. I'm one of the best, you one of the worst. Gun on your chest, blood on your shirt, son is berserk, nigga. Hey yo, big barbarians, baboons with big bucks, gorillas with gats, nigga, big rock. African apes who stacking their papes. I put some crack in your steak, don't get slapped in the face. Orangutan gang banging with that purple flag. Puffin' is nothing to hurt you bad. I'm boot camp for life. Decepted death, the force magnum nigga never forget. Silverback gorilla nigga baboon raps. Ounce of dro, 2 hoes in the black moon track.
Let me get a light, man.
Like a jungle sometimes. Beware. Like a jungle sometimes. Beware. Like a jungle sometimes. Beware.
It's like it's an expressionism, you know. It's like very expressionism. Like he did that during the performance inside, and like that's what makes it like kind of a unique piece, right? Because the music that was being played inside there will never be played in that configuration again. Therefore, that piece could never be made in the same way that it was made at the time in which it was made, which makes it inherently one of the more unique pieces that can sort of be created. It is a perfect quintessential takeaway of exactly what happened in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Couldn't have said it any better, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
My name is Robert, although professionally for years I used the stage name Ghetto. I used to write for a magazine, that was my pen name. So hey, how you doing? Talk to me.
Doing good.
Alright.
I'm doing good. Well, I know you used to rhyme and all of that. You used to rhyme back in the days. And you used to write for various hip-hop magazines, like The Source and Rap Digest and so on and so forth.
Source magazine, Vibe magazine, Rap Pages magazine on the West Coast. I did a few of them. I did Stress magazine for a little while. Yeah, I was a music journalist. But somewhere throughout the course of it, I was also a music lover, a dancer, and a musician.
Right.
Hey, what up, bro? Alright, this is Lawrence Levin. This is a badass drummer, by the way. just won a Grammy. Oh, Lord. Who you won that Grammy with?
What's happening?
Who you won that Grammy with? What's her name?
Cecile. More so about, yeah.
It's a bad motherfucker, by the way. Yo. But, yeah. After years of writing, I just wanted to chill the fuck out, you know, and enjoy myself. It was the turn of the century. I wrote in between 92 and 99, but I pretty much chilled like about 95. I took a break. A friend of mine was building a club, played house music, reggae, a little hip hop, and I was a dancer. And I knew a lot about the club scene, so I took a break. I helped him formulate his club. It was called Caviar Studios. It was downtown Brooklyn, across the street from the Navy Yard, where they built DreamWorks eventually. I worked there in between 96, 97, up to 2000, the end of 2003, the beginning of 2004. It was the turn of the century, a lot was going on, and I just wanted to enjoy myself. I was young, I just wanted to figure life out. And I had a friend that used to play the viola, the violin. And she was like, yo, you gonna go deaf listening to all this goddamn DJ music. You need to hear some real music with some live musicians. I said, sure, why not? Music is universal. And she took me to this jazz club up in Harlem. And I'm sitting there with a bored like a motherfucker, although the music sound good. We sitting there getting drunk at the table. With the club I work at, everybody, when they hear good music, they dance around, bounce around. I'm sitting there restless. And I just happened to have a pen in my shirt pocket. And there was a flyer on the table. I turned the flyer over, nothing was on it. So out of boredom, I started drawing. Or I drew a picture of the band while they was performing on the back of the flyer. It was the first time I drew something in like 15 years though. I didn't realize there was somebody sitting behind me that was watching me the whole time. And when I finished, I ordered up a round of drinks for me and my friend. Meanwhile, the guy sitting behind me, he tapped me on the shoulder, he said, excuse me, can I see that piece of paper you drew? I said, sure, here. He looked, he said, oh shit, that's the band. I said, yeah. He said, can I buy this from you? I said, you serious? He says, probably you pulled out 20. He said, I'll trade you a $20 bill for that piece of paper you just drawn. I said, take that shit. And I took the 20 and I paid for the drinks I just ordered. I said, yeah, right, it's a good night. I didn't know he was a friend to the manager of the bar. And as the band was going on break, we was getting ready to leave. I'm a little tipsy and whatnot. He runs over and shows the piece of paper to the manager. The manager runs over to me and says, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, did you draw this? I said, yeah, I drew it. What the fuck is the problem? I told you I'm a little tipsy. I said, no, it's no problem, sir. So I'm the manager of this bar. And this is jazz music, obviously, as you know. Jazz music consists of a culture which is a music form, an art form, and a dance form. This is the music that you heard, obviously. The dance form is tap dance or Lindy Hop. Nobody here knows how to do that shit tonight. However, I just like to see what the art looks like. I've never really seen it in its entirety like this. I have another band coming on. Can you draw the next band performing? I said, you serious? He said, bartender, give them whatever they want to drink on the house. And he reached in his pocket, he pulled out a 50. Put the 50 on the bar and said, if you draw the next band accurately, that $50 bill is yours. I said, oh shit, you are serious. He brought me over an 8x10 piece of paper, like a Xerox piece of paper, and a Sharpie. I went to town, I got busy. I said, fuck it. The band went on, I went on too. I finished, I handed it to him. He said, well, I guess the 50 is yours, but if I was you, I go buy art supplies and come back. I got tour buses that come here all the time. The people just want entertainment. They want to see live art. They want to see creativity. They want to see love. And it looks like you love what you're doing. So you're more than welcome to come back. Any money you make off your art, keep it for yourself. I'm sure the tourists will buy it. And if you don't make no money, help me clean up at the end of the night. I'll put money in your pocket. I ended up working there for 7 years. Unfortunately, they closed down, but I kept in contact with the musicians. because I really enjoyed the music. I loved it because I told you I used to be a dancer. I was a kid, I was a break dancer. And I love music. And I like art. I love it, although I really might. Yeah, I do. But honestly speaking, great music deserves great tribute. And it disturbs me because sometimes you have somebody just coming in the bar first time, they hear millionaire music, and these guys get paid like pennies sometimes. And the same guy you hear doing all this terrific shit, 2 weeks later you see him on a train or some shit in your travels, you don't even remember who they are. I said, damn. What I do is a little bit more than art, is visual music journalism. On the back of a piece, when I finish it, I put the credits to the band. Sometimes I get an autograph from whoever the customer may be. And I try to chronicleize the musicians. I can't do every day. Sometimes I gotta come up with it. But honestly speaking, they deserve their credit. You know? And this is what I do. I'm here. I'm not gonna be here forever. What the hell? But nobody was here before. And hey, what the hell, why not? But I can't paint the world by myself. I encourage other artists to go to other venues and do the same. Might not make a lot of money. I don't make a lot of money, but great music deserves a great tribute. What the hell? It is what it is. My name is Robert Kendall, by the way. And hey, may we all have a blessed day somehow, some way. What the hell? Any more questions, baby?
Said it all, Robert.
There it is, there it is. Now I'm gonna get back to this, because these guys are still on stage. So no question, this is me, Robert Kendall. I'm rocking out with my homegirl, Alley Cat, and I'm chilling with my boy, Tiz. And we having the time of our life right now. He getting his drink on. Look at him, 2 wine glasses. Yeah. Studio 202. Hey, we got, yo. It's a good vibe. Don't give a damn.
Go ahead, do your work, Robert. Thank you for what you do. Very inspirational.
Thank you, thank you.
Come on by. I got you.
What's it got? Peace and love, y'all.
It's talent, man.
Rocking out with my homegirl, Allie. Doing the damn thing. My name is Robert Kendall, and it's a small jazz club. You're more than welcome to come check us out. New York City.
Oh. Bang, bang!
Small jazz club. All day, every day.
All day, every day.
Yo, mic check, peck on Bernadette neck. Big breast, I'm erect, let's have some sex. Yes, titty feel the best now. I can yo, what the fuck, man? Fuck is you talking about, man? Spit that monkey shit, nigga. We gorillas, nigga. Ape don't kill ape. Yo. Spit that real shit, nigga. I Chewbacca the chicken, chin checking your chest. Get chop cam, God stand by the booth from the camp. I'm proving I can. I'm proving you fake, like you moving them grams of Peruvian flakes. I am truly your ape. Caesar the leader. Put 2 in your face. Bleed while I leave you. Do deeds of a demon. You do deeds of a diva. Seraphina, Abner, Louima, Beavers, and cleaner. Believe what I feed you. I feed the believers. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, sativa's a creeper. College, prison, gun in hand, put your seed in the sleeper. Got a vision, summer jam with my speech in the speakers. I'm not Martin Luther. I'm flop corner loser on the block popping Rugers. I'm not Martin Luther. I'm flop corner loser on the block sparking. You wanna see me get rude? P, B, C, C. Most definite effortless when spitting these degrees. Rookies rule shit, get down with the tool click. Tool spit, back impact is like a wheel kick. P nice and funky fire, I will fuck you up. He cipher, monkey cipher. Medicated, dedicated bastard. Level elevated, hate the educated rapper. Clowns be seated, bow down to the world renowned Brownsville Jesus. Damage you do. Sleep, your brother's keeper, peep the family feud. Listen, Pa, I am not in the mood. Watch your step, get them bob, shot them right in the shoes. The rhyme is incredible, king. I do flaws. The mind is a terrible thing to lose wrongs.
Not like y'all, 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 not like y'all.
Deep thoughts get lost in your mind. Pure heart, pure genuine. Break the spine if you cross that line. Killing is a crime, but I kill you in my rhyme. We living in a time when the sun don't shine. Smoking weed ain't a crime, and everybody lie, and them haters multiply. Broke bitches always high, broke niggas always fly, and I don't get by. It's preposterous, they acting monstrous on the streets. Cop killers killing cops, man, this shit getting deep. I think they mentally weak, this downfall kinda steep. So I'ma just take a leap and keep on reaching for that beat. Blue dream, it's the freak. You can call me a creep, cause I freak every beat, and yeah, this shit is a treat. Writing songs and making beats, yeah, I love it, it's sweet. So I'ma bring them the heat, and always keep it unique.
Alley cat, Roddy Bunch facts, and yeah, every year in the streets is where we at. My G's got my back, this year's in the making, and no debate in our greatness, we got shit shaking. Like sun, I rise and I fall. Like tree, this Long Island gal stand tall. Yet never fall, for I am the greatness of God. And all eyes on me, Tupac Shakur, yes. Blessed to be one of the best. This is stresses of life took me to the very highest of levels, where there's no worries, no troubles, just divine principles. We the only chosen few. We prevail, blaze trails, deal with money and affairs. Break bread, gold dreads from Japan to Hempstead. They know the rowdy brand, the empire just expand. Rowdy bunch of day events, won the battle, take a chance.
Hello, y'all. Tears is coming to you soon. Lion, tigers, or bears, or why you in the room, or why you in the room. And when I'm in the room, I got the art to make you feel you're dancing on the moon. From tomorrow to the next day to the next afternoon. This shit is like click, click. My shit is like click, boom. Why you trying to bring this party? Oh, please, yeah, retarded. Oh, please. And retarded, I'm a symbol like Prince, just call me the artist. And to all y'all dearly departed, why y'all got this nigga started? Why y'all got this nigga started? Tears, the Muffin Man, Mr. Liberty Pop, niggas don't know me, but the rest of the world feeling me. You know you're doing good when you get a lot of enemies. And these motherfuckers, I know you ain't sent for me. Just like my father, burning up the family tree. He had his life and passed his life down to me, and I ain't gonna drop the ball. I only live once, that's why I'm off the ball. Not like y'all, not like y'all, not like y'all. Not like y'all.